Well, spring is here. That's been the case over the past week. And of course, it's a good time to really take stock of your own finances, embark on some spring cleaning for better habits, especially in this current environment, as tariffs are set to rise come Wednesday on April 2nd. Well, joining me now with more on how we can navigate this environment and get the most bang for our buck is Andrea Waroch. She's a money savings expert joining us from Bakersfield, California this morning. Andrea, it's great to have you on the show. And let's start by getting a pulse from you on the state of the consumer and how best to navigate it when it comes to personal finances right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of consumers are concerned about their economic situations. Obviously, prices are rising. They're worried about things getting even more expensive with tariffs coming into play. And people are drowning in credit card debt. So, people are cutting back and looking for ways to stretch their budget. I have a few tips to really help you clean up your finances, save more, spend smarter, and really help you feel a little more confident with the economy.
Okay, great. So let's start with saving more because it is tough in this environment, right? Especially with sticky inflation and perhaps higher interest rates on the horizon. How can people hold on to their dollars?
Okay, so the number one thing when it comes to spending is to really review your spending habits. Are you buying things you don't need? I think a lot of people overlook the waste that they are either spending on unused services and monthly bills, whether those are subscriptions they no longer use, or maybe they're paying for too much data in their mobile plan than they really need. So really spend a little bit of time reviewing your bills, looking for savings, comparing competitor rates. You could always switch to save. And then also think about impulse purchases impacting your everyday spending, whether it's at the grocery store or, when you run to Target or another big box store and picking up some items you don't need. Shop savvier by looking at used options. Always apply a coupon code if they're available or cash back. I like a site like couponcabin.com, which gives you coupons for hundreds, thousands of stores, cash back up to 25%. That could really offset some of the purchases you're making. And also think about where you're shopping. Look at more affordable options. I like stores like Dollar General. They have thousands of private label items that are equivalent to national brands for your groceries, healthcare, from brands like Clover. And you can use the MyDG app to find these deals. You could find cashback offers, lots of ways to switch to save from the national brand to their private label.
A lot of good tactical steps here, Andrea, that our viewers can take to save money in this environment. If inflation does rise, big picture, what do you think is some planning that our viewers will need to put in place?
Right. Well, as I mentioned, really identifying spending triggers, really minimizing the amount you're wasting in unused services, but also look at your credit card bills. The average American is carrying over $6,000 in credit card debt with those interest rates at around 23%. If you're only paying the minimum, you're going to end up paying double the amount thanks to the interest. It's going to take you over 300 months to pay off. So you really need to be savvy about this. Pay double to triple the minimum due. You can use a balance transfer card, move that debt over to this new card offering 0% interest for up to 21 months. This is going to allow you to avoid those fees, pay off debt faster, and really looking at trimming unnecessary services.
Yeah, it's interesting. Certainly, I have a variety of apps, including for NYSE listed companies here like Target. I know it's been a week of spring savings and certainly spring deals, Andrea. Are there ways to take advantage, to be opportunistic in this environment of deals to be had?
Yes. Well, first of all, don't allow a deal to influence your purchase, right? Because a lot of us can't resist a sale. So make sure you have your shopping list in place, paying attention to what you actually need versus, things that you maybe don't right at the moment. And I know a lot of people are concerned of prices going on the rise, and so they're taking this buy now mentality. The problem with that, of course, is if you put it on a credit card and you can't pay it off, now you're paying interest on that. So if, say, there is a big ticket item you need that's on on sale, look for those 0% financing specials that we see from home improvement stores like the Home Depot and furniture stores like Ashley Furniture. That can help you manage those big ticket purchases without adding to your credit card debt. Of course, make sure that it fits into your overall budget. So I would actually begin there before you start shopping. List out all the expenses you have, figure out how much extra you actually have to spend on perhaps some of these sales, and then look for the deals there. Also, look at those secondhand options and refurbished, certified refurbished for anything with a plug. That could help you save up to 60% on the purchase. And then, of course, make sure that you're using a robust cashback credit card, because if you're paying for these things anyway, your groceries, your gas, and these specialty purchases you need, a card like the Bread Rewards American Express credit card is going to give you an unlimited 3% cashback on groceries, gas, utilities, and dining out. That could really help you boost your budget a little bit if you're paying for these things anyway, right?
Andrea Waroch, great to see you as always, and thank you so much for the tips as we wrap the first quarter. Andrea is a money savings expert joining us from California.
Thanks for having me.